Hello, wonderful universe. It's Jennifer here at Eureka Astrology and Healing, and today we are doing video 3 on Yarrow, magical uses. And as this video goes along, you might hear a blessing from a crow. We have a crow hovering above us in the tree, in the oak tree, and it's clearly trying to speak to us as we talk to this yarrow plant. So that just indicates right there its magical use, magic. Crows are magical, and crows are great with shadow work, and yarrow itself can be used with shadow work, shamanic work, and that means, looking at parts of ourselves that we may repress or suppress. And what yarrow can do for you in this magical use is that it helps you, A, define your boundaries healthily, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, but B, protection. It helps make sure our auric field is solid and without holes or rips or tears. If we use it, you could use a flower essence or spray, or you could hold it, drink a tea. It'll strengthen that auric field, and it pulls things together. So if there are any holes or rips, and it just is kind of a little bit of a protector of boundaries in general. When you find this plant growing, it grows on edges of meadows and things of that nature. It also interweaves things, and we'll also talk a little bit more about that as well. So it's just known for courage as well too. So doing some of that shadow work, it takes some courage, right? And you could use this in other courage spells or courage magic. It doesn't have to be with shadow work, but it was once considered the gift of the warrior, and it establishes and enforces our boundaries. And sometimes boundaries sound like a harsh word or a negative word, saying, well, this is mine, this is yours, or this space is, me, and that space is you. But it's really necessary, because if we all bleed into each other, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but without some sort of sense of grounding and focus, you can lose your sense of balance and groundedness, and that is another magical use, grounding. Even though the flower stalk shoots up, let me see if we can go down here a little bit. It goes way to the base, and the plant, and you're going to see a lot of other plants interwoven, but see all the feathery leaves? This is not just the same yarrow, but it just interweaves and goes through things. It likes to stay closer to the ground except for the flower. And the interweaving, I really see that as a magical use for connections, friendships, community. If you're working to create a sense of community and calling that beauty in, use yarrow. It is a plant of friendship and of healing. It helps heal the community around it. It helps the other plants. It sends its medicines to other plants. And so if you are trying to send healing gifts in a positive healing, mutual, like someone is expecting that healing and giving you the okay to do that. And we were talking about protection with shadow work. You could also use it with compassion depossession, some know it as exorcism. Now again, this is someone who's a trained shaman and has high skills and know what they're doing and safely, but again, protecting boundaries and bringing in the light as well. That white flower just calling in the light in the upper chakras. So let's take a look at that. It's kind of hard for this to focus on this, but it's just so beautiful and delicate, and yet so strong and so fierce and so healing. It's also used for, we talked about this earlier, divination. There we go. Divination, it's used for the I Ching, so hearkening to its prophetic and psychic abilities, just kind of opening into another world and seeing answers in a different light, in a different way than our linear mind and our, the mind that is trying to always deduce and analyze. And also, it's used for love spells, including finding love and keeping love. And, and I think this part of it with that love is the friendship part as well, like not just being lovers, but friends as well, and having a deeper relationship overall. I really love this plant, and there's so many ways you can use it in magic. You can dry it, make it into a tea, a wash. You can make a flower essence of it. Right now, I can take the flowers and make an infusion in the sun, and I actually did that the other day, and I'm using the essence to just spray around myself, just strengthen my aura, strengthen my boundaries, and be more aware and grounded. It's also used, I forgot to mention, we talk about boundaries from electromagnetic fields, emotions, toxic emotions that are maybe being slung around by others. So it's got really versatile use. Like I said, that flower essence works great. You can make a regular tincture and you could spray that as well, but you could also use that, as a medicine, of course, with your own knowledge and guidance, and checking in with any medical practitioners if you have any conditions going on. But it's just such a great thing. You can also infuse it into an oil and make it into an ointment or a salve, a balm. It's so healing, and if you just want to use it on the healing level, you could do that, or using it as anointing, just really magical ways. Or you can harvest it and dry it, and then once it's all dry, strip it and use those stalks for the I Ching. Try to cast some I Ching. That is what has been done for thousands of years, and I would hope to think that someone is still out there doing it today. I hope you liked the series on Yarrow. And if you like what I'm doing, hit like, subscribe, check out my website, EurekaAstrologyandHealing.com. You can see my services there. I do astrology consultations and herbal consultations and tarot readings. And if there's one plant in my world you want to incorporate into your life magically, I have to say it's this one. I have it growing around my yard. I put it on the 4 corners of my yard. It's woven throughout the boundaries to help protect me and my family. With that, may the stars guide you and the plants ground you. Ciao for now.